Since I have to live up to my channel name, I did some new acquisitions in the last week. The first engine is an OS 10 FSR. It is basically totally untouched. It was apparently only taken out a few times to admire it and for pictures. The seller put a fitting muffler back in the box, which was basically a standard accessory by OS, but was sold separately by Graupner back then. The seller was really concerned about not having screws for it and was quite sorry about it, but they were inside the muffler all the time. I shaked it a little and they came out. Here is the actual engine, neatly repacked as it was from the factory, but let's be good customers and check out the instructions first. This seems to be the English-Japanese manual, which is the original one. It's still sealed, but not anymore. At first they show you the different versions, the standard RC version, the S version with the white throttle only Venturi for control and use or something like that, car versions I think, and a water-cooled marine version. Curious which one I got? Then keep watching. Then there are the various specifications. It's a 1.76cc engine, 0.10 of course. A bore of 13.4mm, 12.4mm stroke, and some RPMs and weight, but there is no claimed power output. That's interesting. Then there are the usual instructions, how to start it, how to run it in, and so on. If we look here, they require 25% of oil for braking and 23% of oil for running. That's quite expected for a 11 piston engine, what the 10 FSR is, since they cast iron pistons just need that amount of oil, and they basically relies on some castor oil residue for sealing, just like a cast iron skillet for cooking needs some seared oil to work really well. So if I'm going to run it, which I'm not sure if I want to do that, I will have to top up my commercial fuel with some additional castor oil. I have it here, I have done it a few times, that's no problem. And yes, it's just mixing up some fuel for the test run. Then it comes with a little warning booklet. I don't want to get into it too much, it just says to not stick any of your appendages in the running propeller, even if you would really like to. It's a bad idea. Then it came with a little lineup flyer about which engines OS offered at the time this engine was produced. And not only it's a nice historical document to look at, we can use it to pretty much determine when this engine was made. Just this area here. The 20 FP and 25 FP were already out. They replaced the older 20 RC. The 15 RC was still produced. The FP wasn't out yet. And of course here's the 10 FSR, which would also be replaced by a 10 FP pretty soon. So if we look at the production dates, the 20 FP and 25 FP came out in around 85. Then down here is the Mary motor, the Max 21 SEM. This came out in 86. But the replacement for the FSR came out in 87. So it means we have an engine around from 1985 to 1987. We have to give it some leeway, because maybe they put some engines on it they weren't in the market already, or just to be released, weren't released yet, or they had some older ones still on there. Maybe they produced it in parallel for a year or something, but it's pretty sure we are mid-80s with this engine, and it's one of the last 10 FSRs which were made. We have some stickers, so you can show all your bodies that you are using US engines. And a drilling template. This will come in handy if I ever mount it onto an airplane. I will show you the engine in a second, but at the bottom of the box we have the German manual, which Graupner added back then, and it's held quite general. You have some line up here. It's for all the engines they sold back then. Now you have some technical data here, and it's interesting. There is a claimed output power of 0.7 horsepower for the RC engine and 0.35 horsepower for the S control line engine. And reviews I found seems to confirm that, so this value is actually honest. It's at quite high RPM, 17,000 or 19,000, so there may be noise concerns to actually use it, but it's honest. They used generous amount of nitro though, 30 to 40%, so yes, it's a little optimistic. Then yes, general instructions, spare parts, spare part numbers to order them from Graupner, accessories for silencers, fuel, glow plug batteries, but no, something I already mentioned. This manual was printed in mid-86, which confirms our estimation we did from the OS flyer. So this is an 86 engine. This manual has to be quite recent, since it also works as a catalog, so they can't use it for years, like they could do if it was just a manual. It has to be quite recent. So 86 it is. Now to what you were waiting for, if I didn't bore you away yet. Let's unpack that engine. Some paper, foil. You see the foil already is somewhat yellowed because it got old. Now take it out. It's the S version with the full throttle only Venturi. Of course, I knew all the time what I bought. It was on pictures, the seller told me. Who am I kidding? I would really have liked the RC version more. Maybe I can get an RC car for it, that's the only difference. You have to remove this fuel bar and put the RC cap in, and the screws goes there where this fuel bar now is. But it wouldn't be original and new then anymore. I don't really like that. And the best chance to give that some use would be some strap-on motor for some glider or something, because I'm not going to pick up controller and flying. That's not gonna happen. And yes, the needle valve isn't mounted yet. I was at first worried that one of the springs was broken off, but then I looked at pictures, and for the S version it's normal that there is only one brake spring for the needle valve. But it was quite concerning at first. And yes, if you turn it, it does feel a little stiff, how you would expect for a new rapid piston engine. And when you have a look into the exhaust, it looks really pristine. So this was never used. It also only smells like the original preservation oil from the factory. So it's honest new engine. That's all for the 10 FSR. Maybe I will give it a run in a future video, but it's new. Just run it for fun. Yes. I think they are made to run, but not just that. Needs a special occasion to do that, I think.